All right, we got another episode of the old Frosty Dinghy. We got Dirty Dursky back on here, pimping some books. Just got back from Comic-Con, too. So we got lots of
Did.
stories for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick the Ashley in here, and you guys can have yourself a little book review. How's that sound?
Let's do it. I'm down.
All right.
Good morning.
I'm zone are you in, sir?
Just seeing if you're
Oh,
paying attention or not.
no, I am. Dog's trying to decide if she's gonna join me or not.
Yeah. Laying on the floor at your feet.
Well, no, she's like in the doorway. Her bed's
Mm.
in here, but she'll make a path. So how's it go?
Good. How are you?
Delightful. Thank you.
Where were you guys at? Kobe said you just got home.
Oh, we went and saw his dad.
Oh,
So I don't
right
know
on.
if I'm in frame. I always have to try to sit proper.
Right. Yeah. I
And
always
then
try to get my background aligned, get the
yeah.
book that we're going to talk about set up on the shelf so that everybody can
Yes.
see it.
I finished it today.
It was today, huh?
It was today.
Wow.
I
I mean,
know.
when Kobe asked me if I wanted to do one, I expected you to already be done with it.
I've been busy. Been busy. I had a kid graduate, so
Mm,
yeah. So there was lots of activities with that. So
'tis the season.
yes, but it's all over, all done.
Good.
So
Glad you made it.
yep, made it. We're all done.
So you finished Tildrus Prime,
I did.
right?
Yep.
Initial thoughts. What'd you think on it?
It was very different from the other two. It was very futuristic, very spacey,
Mhm.
very, very different from the other two.
Yeah. I mean, and I wanted to keep those 3 book twos separate from each other. So,
I'm glad that you did.
yeah,
Like
to kind of give
now that I've read all three, I'm glad that you did.
Mhm. Right. To just give everything a different vibe.
Yes.
Like they're chosen by different gods that created their own realms,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wanted them to be 3 completely separate and separate from Earth. So,
Yes.
to give it that little bit of fantasy touch, a planet that nobody's ever been to before. So,
Right. And I did like how that they are just very, very different
mm,
from each one, and they fit their personalities,
mhm.
but yet they are all linking and merging back. Well, I haven't read the last one. That's the thing. I don't have the last book.
But you don't even have it?
I don't. I went to go so in the
I
box,
gave mm,
I have the little tabletop books, like the
yeah.
games to play. I don't have the last.
Oh, well, Kobe paid for it, so let me get you one.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
That's
I I don't have a mismatched set though. Like everything's in sets of 5.
yeah. So
I'm
Veilbound.
I
So
don't have an I don't have an extra of the last book, so I had to have given it to him. Is it
the
under
only
the
thing
seat in his Jeep or something weird?
yeah. Well, I hope it's not the Jeep because we don't have the Jeep anymore.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. He sold the Jeep. We have a truck now. Yeah, yeah,
So anyway, we'll
yeah,
make sure we get you a copy of the final book so you can
yeah.
read it
So that's what I
ASAP.
went to go do today when I finished it. Because when I finished a book, I go to pull up the new one, and I'm like, I don't have the last book.
Mm,
So I'm very excited to read the final book.
yeah.
But yeah, but yes. So in the final or in the end of Thaddeus, I'm terrible at their actual character names. So the end of Joey's book,
Right.
you know,
Joey's book.
yes, it's they're at the end where everybody's meeting up again, and it's you're to the point where you're going to start the next one, and I'm like, all right, go to the next one. I'm like, oh, I don't have it, but yeah, but just
So on that note, what'd you think? So now you've seen that same exact scene from
mhm.
3 different perspectives. What do you think of the 3 perspectives?
So just how each person plays out, how they get to that point. It's even from where I started reading Brian, and how Brian, because you essentially all of them end up going to Joey,
Mhm.
because Joey's is the one before you go into the final.
Right.
It's kind of cool how you finally see Joey's perspective of everybody coming into him.
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty trippy. I really
Mhm.
did like seeing how, I don't want to give out any spoilers of,
I know it's hard to talk about
it's
without
really
giving
hard to,
any away.
yeah, really hard to, but just how he's at that point of, God, you can't really
I
say,
know.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Without giving anything away.
right. But just at that point when he is, okay, this is where I'm at. What's the next big thing?
Right.
And then oh,
Yeah.
it's,
It's like, that's not what I
it's
expected.
no. And it's like,
But
oh,
you
well,
knew it was coming
I
because
did.
you read the other
Well,
2 books.
yes and no, because it
Right.
could have been that next thing that Joey was thinking.
Mhm.
I knew that eventually Brian and Gary were coming, but it could have been that next thing that he was kind of preparing for. And then the other 2 were coming because it was kind of left where it could have been that next big thing that he was kind of on the edge and like, all right, I'm already geared up. I'm prepared for that next potential thing. And then it ended up being Brian and Gary.
Yeah.
So you wrote it to where it could have been either or. So
Well,
I
and
was
I
ready.
wrote it in a way to where no matter which book you read first, it doesn't necessarily give anything else out. You're still gonna understand it,
Yeah.
but you're gonna experience it completely different depending on the order that you read those books.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's not a right way or a wrong way, but there's cooler ways than others.
But I also don't understand. I feel like that you would still be missing things if you don't read all 3 of them,
You
though.
definitely need to get the full picture, but you don't have to.
I could see where you could not and still get the gist, but I
Mhm.
feel like you get a better understanding of everything if you do read all of them.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
when my dad read this series, he read Veilbound, picked up Joey's book, and then skipped to the end. Now
Really?
he went back to read Gary's,
Okay.
and then he's gonna read Brian's last. So
Okay.
he told me that that's what he wanted to do, and then he started asking me questions if he was gonna be missing out on anything or, what was gonna happen by reading it that way,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "I kinda want you to stick to that path because then I wanna ask you questions about
Yeah.
your thought process," because he's the only one to do it
Who's
like that.
doing in that
Everybody
order.
else reads some variation of all 3 books in the middle before they go to the end.
I could see the way that your dad's doing it, I could see where that would be an okay way to do it because
Mhm.
now it's kinda what do you call those movies that do that? Doesn't Star Wars kinda do that?
Yeah, yes and no,
You
kinda.
know, where, then you go back and you get, like, what do they call those? Prequels or
Right.
yeah,
Prequels.
yeah. I guess, yeah. No, you could do it that way. I guess
Yeah.
I'm not one. If I have the option to get the full story and then move ahead, I would rather do that.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, and that's the way of the feedback that I'm getting from people going through the series, that's what most people are telling me. That they just read the middle 3 books
mhm.
in various orders.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't
and
think it matters what order you read those middle 3, but just read them before going on to the next. Yeah.
yeah,
I would agree
yeah,
with that.
I agree. I also do a pretty good recap in the final book, just in case you didn't read all 3 of them, you at least kinda know
Get a gist.
what people's abilities are and kinda how they've grown from book 1 to book 3.
Mhm.
Even if you don't read that book, you still have enough of an idea to make that last book make
Okay,
sense.
well,
So,
that's nice.
and you'll know that when you jump into it, you'll recognize kinda what I did without shoving it down your throat and telling you exactly what happened. It just kinda happens through conversation and kind of,
Okay.
everything that's going on. So,
Okay.
you'll understand, that recap when that stuff kinda hits right there
Just
in the
makes
first
it
couple chapters of that final book. Yeah.
okay. No, I'm
So,
I'm excited to read that next one.
yeah. So I got a handful of questions for you.
Hit me.
So in Tildrus Prime, in Joey's book,
Mhm.
when did you realize that you were hooked on that one?
So, kind of when he started to like, getting the altercations to his body,
Mhm.
that was kind of when I
It's
was
when it
like,
sank
"Ooh."
its claws into you?
Y a little bit, yeah. Because at first when he woke up and he's, in this different world and, he's getting used to things, that happened with the other 2 guys,
Mhm.
That's just kind of that's what this series is. I already liked it. I'd already gotten that part of it.
Mhm.
Excuse me. So that was I was already along for the ride for that. Um, But once it was kind of, he had, the whole, I don't know what to compare it to, but the whole, he had like the stats that kind of came up. I don't know if he had like a shield or if it was like in his brain
Mhm.
or whatever you want to call the computer voice in his head. That, but then once he had to go into battle and, he, loses that first battle and he's waking up and like he's got like robotic place like pieces of his body being replaced and he's slowly becoming a machine.
Mhm.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
what what how much deeper in this world is this guy going than the other two? Because physically, the other two didn't have that big of like physical changes.
Mhm.
Theirs were more like mental,
Mhm.
emotional
Mhm.
changes. Joey was the only one who had physical changes in their world. Like, there was like, I don't know if it was necessarily like his brain, kind of. I mean, kind of,
Kind of.
you know, he had that big, I don't know, was it like his brain? Didn't they put like a chip in his brain or something kind of, So that's something that the other two didn't have.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
And
That
that
was
whole
part of
world was completely different in that sense that the other two
yeah.
did not have.
No, that was just an extra layer that I added onto it to try to keep the 3 books separately, and you nailed it, exactly what I was trying to get across. One of them battles emotionally, one of
Mhm.
them battles mentally, and even, getting to know yourself in depth kinda thing,
You wanna say
and then
spiritually, you could.
yeah, even spiritually,
Yeah.
and then one is mostly physical.
Mhm.
So, like, that transformation, it had to happen for each of those 3 individuals, but I didn't want it to be the same transformation for everybody. Like, "Oh, hey, I have pride now," or, I
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was part of it. So I'm glad that that's the part that you liked and that
I
kinda
did.
made you wanna dive a little bit deeper into it. So of the 3 middle books, which one's your favorite?
I'm still
Initially, you said it was Brian because you read
yeah,
Brian's first, and then Gary's became your favorite.
I'm still probably gonna say Gary.
Still
God.
Gary's?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character as a person through those book twos? Like, who could you be friends with?
Still probably Brian.
Brian?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Of the 3 book twos, who's your favorite villain or villains? And you don't even have if you don't remember their names, you don't have to call them out by name or just tell me, like, who of the main characters had the best villain?
Probably the ones, like, in Joey's book. I feel like
Mhm,
that one was just more I feel like there was more villain play,
mhm,
more so than in the others. I think it focused more so on it because there was that was kinda more what it was centered on.
mhm.
Not that the others didn't have them, but I feel like it was more like there was more like physical combat and just I don't know, I just felt like in Joey's books there were more of them and not that there weren't stakes or higher stakes in the other books, but I just felt like that there were more of them and there was I don't know, I just felt like that there were more and it just felt like it was more of a battle.
Yeah,
That
and I
makes
was
sense?
wondering if you'd go that route just because of the way that I kinda wrote all of them.
Yeah.
In Brian's, you don't really find out who the villain is. Even
No.
through reading the whole book, you're still questioning what the hell's going on.
Exactly.
With Gary's, you kinda get it, but that's more like a final boss kind of a thing.
Yeah.
With Joey's, you start to know the villains almost immediately
Yeah.
and
Like,
see
right
who
out the
they
gate.
are, so they kind of adapt and grow alongside the main character in that one.
And it's a
So
constant it's kinda I'm trying to even while I was, like, reading it the whole time, and even, like, this morning when I was finishing it, I'm like, there's like, I try to relate everything that I read to, like, other, like, books and movies, so it's, like,
mhm,
more, like, relatable in my mind, and
sure.
it's, like, Gladiator, and it's, like, other space movie, and I couldn't think of ones to like. It's like a mashup of a whole bunch of different ones, and I couldn't
Yeah.
pinpoint them all together. But it's
Right.
just
It's kind of a futuristic gladiator
yeah,
with obstacle courses and stuff in it.
yeah,
So
like Hunger
it's kind of a
Games and
yeah,
yeah, it was. I mean, it was
right.
really cool.
But
But
that's why that character was chosen to go there because he was best suited to be able to adapt to
yeah,
something like that with his
yeah,
athletic background and being a, basically a pro baseball player and all of that.
exactly.
So, yeah, he's kind of suited for that. It's just you have to kind of trudge through some of it to figure out how he's going to adapt and how he's going to survive.
But then it kind of had the gosh, like the sponsors, if you will.
Yeah.
But then it's like it kind of had the Hunger Games feel to it for
Mhm.
like the sponsors. That's what I was thinking of, the
Yeah.
sponsors and like like not like in the Hunger Games, how they do like the little care packages like with the
Yeah.
parachutes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not that, but the one guy that comes in, he's like, "Oh, like, hey, here, I'll sponsor you and like give you all this." Then I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of
I didn't
cool."
even
Like,
have Hunger Games in mind when I wrote that, so that's funny that you connect those 2. Because now
mm-hmm.
that you say it, that's never crossed my mind until this point. Now that you say it, I'm like, "That is kinda," but mine's better, I think. Like, I wrote mine in a better way, not to compare mine to one of the best-selling book and movie
But
series
that's
ever,
where I
but
went, especially when that
yeah.
one guy comes to him after the
Mhm.
one
He's like, "You
tournament.
made me super rich."
Exactly. He's like, you made me a lot of money, so here, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do this for you. I mean, that's
Even when I was writing that scene, like, I wanted that guy to be generous and kick some back to Joey for
mhm.
winning him the money, and then I was like, "Now I need the readers to be frustrated about something." Like, so were
Exactly,
you
yeah.
were you hoping that he was gonna get some money out of that?
I really did. I was like, "Oh, this guy's gonna kinda be nice," and then I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
he's kind of a jerk."
yeah. What an asshole,
Alright.
right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really was, and I was like, "Oh, I guess that makes sense."
Mhm. Cheers.
Yeah. Mine is not
Uh,
water. I've been good
yeah.
all day.
That's Sunday, I need to hydrate, like, I drank too much yesterday, so
Oh,
today's
see, and I
just
didn't at all, so
yeah. What other questions do I have on here? So, who has surprised you the most character-wise on either their growth or abilities or personality or anything between Joey, Brian, and Gary?
I still surprised me Gary is the one that surprised me the most. I really
Because
thought
of
that, like, I was gonna be team Brian, like, all the way through.
yeah,
Um,
with Gary's emotional range, kind of how
yeah.
he grew up.
Yes. Yep. That did.
Okay.
And then I was surprised at how much I did end up liking like Joey and Joey's book and how much like he actually his growth too. I
Mhm.
did. And like his perseverance and stuff that he, kind of befriended the oh my gosh, what was it, Zion? What was the
0.
Zero? There we go. I was like, Zion? That is not right. Because at first, like I thought he was gonna come in and just be like, I'm, Mr. Billy Badass, and I'm just gonna. But the way that he, they kind of have this mutual understanding, and how he was able to. I'm gonna say this. The way that he was just able to be like, okay, I don't know everything.
Mhm.
I need to take a time out. I need to figure out these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. I need to learn from these other people or creatures or whatever they are. And because some of them are like from what other planets or whatever.
Mhm.
And then he actually like befriended that her, him, it,
Her.
whatever.
It's a
Yeah,
girl.
it's a girl. I don't know how you decided. I mean, besides the fact that you wrote it. Um, but, and then how they were able to, make, she gave him, her crafting table or forge
Mhm.
or whatever that it was.
Mhm.
And, he was finally able to, kind of shut his pride off and be like, okay, I am good at this. This is what level I need to get to. I need to do this, 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 and this. And he was just able to, kind of turn that pride thing off and then just do what he needed to do. And I mean, that kind of was something that when you very first read Veilbound, that wasn't him.
Mm-mm.
That was not him at all. Like he was the best of the best. Nobody could tell him any
Right.
different.
Just kinda coasted
And
on his natural talents
yep,
and
yep.
didn't have to
And
work real hard for it. It
no, it
was
just
easy. Everything's
everything just
easy.
came to him.
Mhm.
And that was something that I was really surprised to see from him, and it was nice to see that he was able to kinda get knocked down a peg or two,
Yeah. Yeah,
but
he had
then
to. Get
right,
that
and then
cockiness slapped out of him a
it
little bit.
literally,
Yeah.
literally, and but he was able to a lot of times, like, guys like that, when that happens to them, they tend to wallow,
Yeah. Or get
and
mean.
yep,
Get mean to the people around them.
yep, and then they stay down there, or they
Mhm.
just turn into absolute jerks,
Yeah.
but he was able to take that and then come back and then rise above it, and I was glad to see that he was able to do those things and then be better. So, no, it was something I was really happy to read.
Yeah. So what'd you think about the world that he was in? What about that realm?
It
What
was
did
I mean, it was really, like I kind of fashioned it myself to, like, the Jetsons, kind of you talk about the food was, like, the little cubes and, the little compartment chambers,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what I envisioned.
Mhm.
So I just was thinking, like, super futuristic, like I said, Hunger Games, Jetsons, I was thinking in the sky,
Yeah.
like I said, like, I try to take things from movies, other books, stuff that I've read, so that's what I
Yeah,
kind
that
of
that realm was honestly the hardest for me to create
yeah,
mentally. Like it was, uh, Brian being in the library, that one was pretty
it's pretty easy.
easy. I just wanted to kind of give it a fantasy, sometimes creepy vibe to it.
Mhm,
With Gary's, I knew that was going to be a post-apocalyptic world, and I kind of created that world in a great big outline, and then just stuck Gary in it to write that
mhm.
story. With Joey's, when I got there and started to write that, like I struggled with it a little bit on, how do you make up future things that don't exist yet? Like I didn't have
You would
anything to
think that would be
compare it
really
to.
easy, but
So
it'd be
right.
hard.
Yeah. I mean, that's the best and worst thing about being an author is you can write anything you want. But the bad news is, well, what are you
What do
gonna
I
write about?
want?
Like you can
Yeah,
write anything you want. What are you gonna write about? So
yeah,
it does make it difficult every once in a while, but I am still happy with the way that it turned out.
yeah, no, it was great.
Next question. Let me see. What realm would you most want to visit if you got to take a
Ooh.
vacation or go
Which
check
is
it? Like,
vacation?
like if you knew you were gonna be safe going into any of the realm,
Oh, to
which
be
one do you want to go to?
safe.
Yeah.
Ooh. The nerd in me would probably wanna go to the library.
You go to the library, and just start picking up books and
I
reading
just
them,
start
and
picking up books, yeah,
that would be kind of cool.
yeah.
The realms as they sit, where danger is real, which one would you want to visit? Would it
Um,
stay the same, or would you go somewhere else?
no, I would probably to be perfectly honest, if I could get away with it, I would probably go to Gary's realm pre-apocalyptic events.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
because that was a really nice place back then.
Yep.
I haven't
That
wrote
would
much
be
about that, but
yep, but I would
if I
still wanna go.
continue the series, that's definitely going to be part of it. I'll do
Yep.
some flashbacks and stuff of
That would
what it
be my
used to be
pick.
like. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So at this point, who of the three would you trust with your life?
Ooh,
You can make a phone call to save you. You got to call one of those three to come give you a hand to get you out of a pickle. Who do you call? Who's
gotta
your
be
hero?
Joey. He's like half machine now. Like, duh.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I
I'm not
mean, when it
dumb.
comes to physicality, he's got a bit of an advantage.
He's
Um,
yeah, he's
but
half
everybody
machine.
still has their advantages,
Yeah,
just in different ways.
right.
So, what are your thoughts for Veilbreakers, the final book? What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I would like to know, so they're obviously like, all in, like, the Joey's little world. Okay, they're all there now,
Mhm,
so they gotta get from there back home.
mhm.
So, well, I mean, they can't just, like, click their heels 3 times and say, "There's no place like home." So
Right,
and there's still stuff from book 1 that
right. That you
hasn't
don't have answers to.
came out yet,
Right.
so where's that gonna come into play? And there's stuff that I know from the first or, the Brian and Gary's book that hasn't been brought back in, so where like, I don't know where is it gonna pick up. I mean, obviously, it's gotta pick up at the Coliseum or the
Mhm.
arena or wherever,
Mhm.
the stadium. So,
Same thing.
yeah,
It's
I
all
don't
the same thing.
it's all the same. I don't know. So, I don't know. Like, they're all together now, but great. Where do you go from there?
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna pick it up? Okay, great. Gang's all here. What do you
Yep.
do?
They're ready to
Like,
go, but where
yeah.
do they go and what do they
Where do
do?
they how do they get there? Like,
Slumber party, maybe.
yeah, question mark.
Not
Like,
quite.
no. So, I'm
The
very
last
interested.
the last question that I have for you, and we can talk about this a little bit, depending on how much you want to talk about it. If this was made into a movie series or a TV series, who do you want to cast as the three
Ooh,
main characters? Like, what actor would you put for Brian, Gary, and Joey?
wow.
And take your time. You can think about it. Like, even when I wrote this question down to ask you, I started thinking, and I'm like, man, this could be tricky.
Chris Pratt would have to be Joey.
Okay, I like that. I was
Uh,
thinking him or Glenn Powell because
yeah.
they just kind of fit that, and they kind of have that look. It's
Yeah,
kind of, or maybe even Chris Evans because
yeah.
he's kind of got that,
The
Captain
the
America, all
little
American boy
chiseled jaw.
look. Yeah,
Um, oh my gosh, what is his name? Hold on. Is it, oh my gosh. Gary could be, I gotta think. I know. I gotta think of what is his name?
what's he in? Who do you
Venom.
think? Tom Hardy.
Yes, that
That's a
would be Gary.
good that's a good choice. When I was thinking through these, I still didn't have anybody for Gary. I couldn't think, but Tom Hardy is a good one.
That would be a good one for Gary.
That would be a good one because you want somebody big and gruff and muscular and,
Mhm. But
they
yet
can.
has, like, the soft, quiet side if he wanted it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think Tom Hardy is a good choice
for Brian. Mm,
for Brian.
I know. Who would be a good this one's gonna be hard.
I had a kind of a weird cast for this one.
Who's
Uh,
that?
I'd like to see Jack Black
Yeah,
play in a serious. I think he could do it. He did a good job in King Kong playing a serious role.
yeah.
So we
That's
know that
all
he can do it.
that's almost too
Too different,
that's
too out
almost
there.
yeah. God. Mm,
But it couldn't be somebody like Kevin James. I don't think Kevin
no.
James would work. He's even goofier than Jack Black, which is, I
Yeah.
guess, kind of an oxymoron.
Right.
But you want somebody that's kind of bigger, not super athletic, that's kind of the
Right.
brains.
Mm,
That's a tough one.
that one is tough.
I'm trying to think through. Let's just do Chris Hemsworth.
No. No. It's gotta be realistic.
Yeah. I mean, you can't throw somebody like Will Ferrell in there, but he kind of fits
No,
the
God, that would
size
be
vibe.
terrible. That'd be horrible. God, I'm trying to think of somebody that would be like he's gotta be like likable and
It's kind of a bigger, serious actor. I hope there's a bunch of comments on the podcast when it comes out. I want to hear what everybody
exactly.
else's thoughts are because we're struggling right now.
This is bad. I need to hold on. I have the internet.
Google it.
I have the Googles.
So we got Tom Hardy playing Gary. We got Chris Pratt playing Joey. It's a pretty good cast so far.
I know, right?
That's two pretty big names. Who could we cast as Brian? Because he loves his Hawaiian shirts. So it's got to be somebody that looks good
Jason
in Hawaii.
Segel.
What? Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. That one probably wouldn't be my first choice.
No, but he picked
I do like him,
I
but
do like him.
I think there's probably somebody better out there. I'd take the guy that
Seth
played.
Rogen.
No.
No, I know.
God, I can't stand his laugh.
No.
I wouldn't mind the guy. I don't remember his name. The guy that played Dr. Octopus in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans. Do you remember him? Google him. You got
Who is it?
got it
Dr.
pulled up.
Octopus?
Yeah, Doc Ock in Spider-Man. Who he looks like. See if you could see him being Brian. I don't remember his real name.
Alfred Montoya?
That doesn't even ring a bell. That shows how little I know his name.
That's yeah, I mean, that's his name. Yeah.
You don't seem sold on the idea.
I mean, maybe. I mean, that's his name, but he could maybe.
I mean, with Brian being potentially your favorite character out of the series so far, Probably need to be a little pickier with who we
I
select.
know, yeah.
I should have gave you a heads up on this so you could have
Yeah,
thought
I
about
could have
it
done
for a
some
while.
research.
Adam Sandler.
My God, could you? No. I could not imagine him. Well, I don't
No.
know. No, I don't think so.
I'm trying to even think through movies I've watched recently that I could just pluck
I
somebody
know, that's
out
kind
of.
of what I'm trying to do. Zach Galifianakis.
Well, it's all comedians that we keep thinking of
I
because,
know, I'm just typing in, like, funny actors.
I mean, Brian is the comic relief
He
of the
is.
group. It doesn't mean you have to cast somebody funny. They just have to be
No.
good at delivering their one-liners.
Right?
Some of these guys are just they're
Jonah
too
Hill.
known for their comedy.
Jonah Hill could, maybe. Maybe Jonah Hill.
I could see
Jonah
Jonah Hill.
Hill.
I liked him in Wolf of Wall Street,
I
like when he wasn't
loved
trying to
him.
be funny. So
Jonah Hill could be potentially.
Jonah Hill could pull it off. Yeah, I like that. I can
I
get
could do,
behind
yeah.
that.
I could
Yeah.
get bored with Jonah Hill.
Yeah, depending on which version we get, that super skinny Ozempic version of him,
Yeah,
I'm not sure I like.
I would not be okay with that.
Yeah, but I also didn't really like the super heavy version of him. There was a happy
No.
medium in there somewhere.
No. See, but yeah, no. We might have to circle back to that.
It's fine. Well, and we
Let's
can
circle
do it.
back.
We can have this same conversation after you finish the final book.
There we go. Put a pen in
So
it.
that'll give you some time to think. We can
Put a pin in
really
that.
get our cast locked down, and even some of the side characters.
There we go.
So Annika from Gary's book, we can cast her.
There we go.
There's another woman that comes about in Veilbreakers. We
Okay.
could cast her as well, and the main bad guy. Like we'll want to potentially cast him.
Okay.
That might be voice only, depending on how we would want him to look.
Morgan Freeman.
But could still be played
That's
by
my
a person.
answer.
It's what?
Morgan Freeman. Always.
That would be awesome.
I don't care.
That would be super awesome. So yeah, let's circle back after you get that final book read. I have books here.
Okay.
If you guys are around, or if I head that way for some reason, I was in Colfax today, so that kind of could have worked. But
Well, no, because we were in Marshalltown, so wrong direction.
Yeah, and my wife's sister lives in Newton, so maybe we were just there a couple weeks ago for graduation, though, so I don't know if we have any plans to go back. Either way, we'll figure something out. I'll get that last book to you because Kobe already paid for it. Like I'm 99% sure I gave him one because he already paid for it. Like he bought all of them.
Yeah, like I said.
So either it got misplaced or somehow I accidentally didn't give him one. But like I said, my count's not off. I have full sets. Like I have 10 full sets. I don't have an extra last book.
Like I said, got the 2 like tabletop books for
Yeah, I threw those in for free just so you could read them.
Yeah. I was like, that's not in there.
Yeah.
Don't know.
So yeah, you need to play those tabletop games too.
Okay.
So it's a lot of the same characters, but not quite the same universe timeline. Like they're
cool.
They're not directly related to it. They're just kind of based on this series.
Okay.
And you just grab a 6-sided die and a coin, start reading, and it's luck of the draw to see if you can live to the end of the book or not.
Oh,
okay. So they're fun to play, and they could be party games. Like the times that we've done it, we just sat around the living room and we throw the dice and the coins to each other, and just roll them on the floor, and like we were just hanging out and drinking. Every character gets their chance to survive or find a weapon or do whatever, or go into battle and all of this stuff, and you have to roll dice to just see if you survive.
Okay. That sounds really cool.
It's fun to play. It's a good party game, but I also wrote it for like bedtime stories to where you could keep doing the same story over and over again with kids rolling the dice and flipping the coins to see if they can survive to the end. Like I didn't put a ton of gore in it or language or anything like that in mind when I wrote them. And I just want to see if these are good enough to maybe do a full book of luck and choices to where it could be, but I want to see how this is successful first. So you guys need to play it. They only take about an hour, depending on how fast you can. So yeah,
sounds cool.
So try them out, and then we'll get you Veilbreakers, and then let me know when you read it, and we'll jump on for the finale of the book reviews. We'll get the whole series done.
That'll be awesome.
Cool. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it thus far.
I have, very much so.
We'll catch you on the flip side.
All right, sounds good. Talk to you later.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
It's called Frosty Dinghy. And I'm the dolphin, and you're the clown.
Well, I guess. I think it should be Dr. Parker, but